Hi there, everyone, and welcome to Workforce Flathead's Opportunity Fair. We are glad to have everyone joining us virtually for this event today. My name is Blake Ladenburg. I am the first year services coordinator at Flathead Valley Community College, and I'll be moderating this panel for us today with ClassOne Technology. With me, I have John and Jason. A few housekeeping items first. All of these webinars are being recorded and we posted on workforceflathead.com, as well as Job Service Kalispell's YouTube channel. We'll save some time at the end of this webinar to answer questions, and you can go ahead and use the Q&A feature if any of the attendees have any questions you want to be able to ask. And without further ado, we will turn it over, and why don't you guys tell us a little bit about ClassOne Technologies and what it is that you guys do?
Perfect. Thank you, Blake. I'll go ahead and can I share my screen now?
Yeah. Yep, you should be able to hit that green button. And
all right. Should be up there. Can you see it okay? Let me just put it in slideshow. Technology is a little bit slow. As I'm getting pulled up there, good. I think you can see that okay?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Blake. Again, this is a good opportunity for us to show what we do at ClassOne. And also as part of the Opportunity Fair, we have jobs posted that we are looking for good candidates. So it's amazing how much things have changed, this year of COVID. And you mentioned doing virtual. We've become standard business for us. We do business and we'll show all over the world, and things like even doing tool installs remotely. So it's really changed how we do business. And, part of what we do is the technology that allows things like this to happen. So it's a good opportunity for us to showcase some of that. First off, just who are we? John Jacari and myself are doing this today. I am Jason Manger. I'm Vice President of Operations. Just a little bit of background on myself first, because I think it's interesting when we talk about ClassOne, about the opportunities it gives. I'm a Montana native, raised in Montana, a town many people know, White Sulphur Springs, Montana. It's a great city. Okay, there's about 200 people there now. We do have a castle in the county. I just want to bring that up. If anybody doesn't know that, Marr County. I went to school, my college at Carroll College, another very good school. I played basketball there. Some people might see me around the Flathead Valley. I officiate. I'm a Montana Officials Association. I say that because one of the things we mentioned later on is, why do you want to work at ClassOne? Things like that. It allows me the flexibility to be able to do things like that I enjoy. They support us. They enjoy that. So I'll go over some of the things that we do here in a little bit. John, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, John Jacari. Really excited about this because, like Jason, I'm a Montana native, getting harder to find, and not that we only hire people from Montana, but it's just a reminder that you can grow up here and find a career that's pretty exciting. My dad's oil field, so I bounced around a lot of Montana, but went to high school in Shelby and was able to come back to the Flathead Valley. Shelby has no castles. That hasn't changed. I'll check in, but I'm pretty sure that there's still no castles in Shelby. And it's just really fun to be able to go and take what you learned in school or take what you understand from wherever you're coming from and get to go do something and apply it in the technology field. If you read any of the news about chip shortages and all that, we live that life right now, and we're contributing to help and resolve those things. So to be able to play in that field is pretty exciting. And that's kind of it.
Good. Thanks, John. One of the things that, exciting, I look at this slide here and this picture, it's our Solstice, it's an S4 that, we build these things right here in Kalispell, Montana. We do the design work, the technology development, the assembly, the test of it. We create it and we ship it all over the world. We have an install base that, is just not in Montana, of course, it's everywhere. And these things it's amazing what some of our people can do. A tool like this is, $1.5 million. It has about a 24 week lead time. But all the things that go into that, like John said, it's pretty amazing that, we can do here in Kalispell, Montana. and just not Montana people, as John said. We recruit people from all over the United States and all over the world, for that matter.
With the world, yeah.
So what we do basically here is, we manufacture semiconductor equipment. We're growing. I think that's the point that is part of this opportunity fair is, we need to have good people. We have development of our personnel that we want people to grow with the company, but there are times that obviously we need to bring in new people because of our growth. Not very long ago, we were doing our business in a rental, a storage rental off of, here in Kalispell, Montana. And we've grown to the point that we have, 100 employees now worldwide. Revenues of last year, just about 20 million, which is quite impressive with the COVID. We actually grew during the COVID time. The company actually, a sister company, started in 2003 in Atlanta, Georgia. So it's not that we're just a startup company. I mean, we've been around for a little while. It's just that we've put a lot of growth into Kalispell. We do business all over the world. We have 2 facilities here, and we'll go over those in a little bit more detail later here in Kalispell. But we have locations, as you can see from this map, that we support everywhere. Southeast Asia obviously is a huge growth for us because a lot of the chip makers being there. But we do have a large presence in Europe as well. Historically, that's been very strong for us and continues to be there. So again, it's exciting. I have people that have come to me that work for me that said, wow, I never thought I'd have an opportunity, going to school in Kalispell, if I can go install a tool, in Russia, or I get the opportunity to spend a couple of weeks in Singapore. It's pretty neat. Things like that are cool. So we have, as I mentioned, 2 facilities here in Kalispell. We call it the main plant. It's kind of boring. It's not like John's fancy title that he's going to talk about at his facility. But we have a lot of people here that work for us. We have engineering, mechanical, software, electrical engineers. We have production people, assemblers, technicians. This is a photo just of our production floor showing some people doing some work there. My office is a real small one back there in the corner. It's nothing like John's huge office he has, but it works out. We have supply chain, inventory, shipping, receiving, financial group, customer service, field service engineers, customer service liaisons, spares, retrofit group. I show all these, and to some people it might sound neat, but to us, it's a lot of different people that we employ here. And again, we have people that have come to us from inside our company, meaning that they've grown to new positions. People come to us outside of Kalispell, outside of Montana, outside the US in that matter. So we really employ a lot of different groups of people with a lot of different disciplines. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is developing our employees. We want them come to ClassOne, they start off, and it's just not what they're doing today, it's what they can do for us tomorrow, and really do things that we can retain our employees. John and his fancy lab here can say a few things about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's really fun, and this I want to really highlight, is the semiconductor industry does phenomenal things. I mean, we take all that's known about physics and we apply it. That's incredible. The actual most incredible thing is that we apply it so well that all of us can afford a cell phone. All of us can afford the latest iPhone. There is no rich man's phone. Which is pretty fantastic. There really is no rich man's laptop. So that is what this industry does, is it takes the very best of what mankind has ever come up with, and it makes it available to everybody. An Afghani refugee has an iPhone, and so it may seem daunting on the surface, like, how do I go join a company that does all that stuff? You would be surprised at how accessible it is. What this industry is able to do is take all that knowledge and kind of bring it down to where a company like ClassOne can come in and make big contributions just here in Kalispell with 100 employees. The TDC, what we do is we do a combination of things. The first thing is we do customer demos. It's a really important part of a customer making a selection. Hey, can your equipment do what we need our equipment to do? So we run a lot of demonstrations to show that. But then on top of that, the next question is, can you do the thing we think we need to do in 2 years' time? And that's where the prototyping and product development comes in. And then in addition to that, leading up into COVID, we had frequent customer visits. When COVID things kind of level out, we'll have a lot more customer visits again to be able to show them, hey, here's how you do this. Here's how you develop that. Here's how you optimize that. And that's where that training program comes in. And all of that happens in our TDC, our Technology Development Center right here on the south end of Kalispell.
So what John mentioned, like the iPhone, it's amazing what some of our customers do, and it just is a few slides are just showing some of those different things. I won't go into all the details, but customers of ours are customers that produce for Tesla. The demand and everything going to the autonomous car as well. Things that is just amazing that's done through our tools. John, indicated a few things there. I'm not going to spend too much time. This is an unmanned drone that flies at 70,000 feet above the ground. That it does things that you and I, wonder, wow, it's pretty amazing. John can add a few more things maybe here about this a slide here. John, you might want to talk a little bit about this and show some of the capabilities of our people.
Yeah, a good example. So we really are enabling an entire technology to come to manufacturing. And so, some of it's black magic, but the vast majority is not black magic. And we're able to engage with expertise throughout the world. What you see in front of you is just a quick example of some computational fluid dynamic modeling that we've engaged in recently, because we're asking ourselves, okay, we have a plating reactor that leads the world in the plating of gold. Yes, believe it or not, we plate a bunch of gold. We have a reactor that leads the world, but we think there's more it could do. How do we get more out of it? Well, we engage in certain modeling activities, and through what you see there and certain animations, it teaches us about what that thing does, how it does it, and then what we could do to improve it. And that's what you're looking at right there. You can skip another one, Jason.
So the reason we're having this opportunity fair is, if you've looked at the Interlake the last few weeks, what this is all about is, we need people at ClassOne. So just briefly, I know we're getting short on our time here. We have positions open in operations and engineering, whether it be a shipping manager, a mechanical engineer, software engineer. They're positions that we need right now. John is the same at the technology center. He's looking for process engineers. He's looking for process interns. We've had very good success with some interns here at our company.
Really, yeah.
That, I have one that's working on a tool outside my office right here. He came to us and said, hey guys, I'll do anything. I'll work for free. Of course we said free. Well, you can't do free, but next thing you know, he's going to Taiwan, 6 months later to do an install on a tool. Just amazing story of some of the people that have come to us. Why? You got to ask why ClassOne? We do daily barbecues here. We have an afternoon nap time. We just purchased a new Hummer for the company vehicle. I mean, it's a great company. Well, actually, in all seriousness, we said it, we're leading edge technology. That's neat. Like John looked at his phone. Man, that's stuff that we do here. We're growing. I mean, we have an endless potential. I mean, we said 20 million in 2020. Man, we plan to double that in the next 3 or 4 years. So we're growing. Huge growth opportunities for our employees. That's what we like to have. We feel we're very competitive. We have to be in this valley. It's tight, with our salaries and the benefits we offer. Mentioned flexibility. We're small enough that we can still adapt to our employees and do what they need to have, whether it be maybe a single parent, maybe they have a certain schedule with schooling or things like that. We want to work with them. It's challenging. We're going to push you to be better. And it's the people. We have an amazing group of people here. I say it starts from the top. Our CEO, our owner, and he loves it here in Montana. He loves the people, and it's really throughout the company then. Make a note also, we were the Montana Exporter of the Year just recently, a pretty neat recognition of our company. So I think we wanted to leave a few minutes here for some questions and answers. John, before we start, if you wanted to add anything else, if not, maybe we'll kind of lead into it.
No, happy. Thanks, Jason. Happy to take questions and go from there.
Sure. If you want to go ahead and stop your screen share, there should be an option. So that way you can have a more full, there should be a button.
There you go.
Yeah, so one of the things that's come through is like, what are key things that you're looking for in new hires, people who are wanting to join your company?
Well, I'll start and John can add. Like anything, it's obviously some of the soft skills that employees have to have. Obviously, they have to have the requirements of our job descriptions that they want to have. But more than anything, and we've said it, we want people to have a willingness. People that really want to be here, that they want to work for an exciting company, that they want to contribute. That's the thing I think we look more than anything with a lot of our employees is it has to go both ways. We really want the employee, obviously they have to meet certain requirements, but at the same time, we look for employees that really want to work for ClassOne.
Yeah, Jason, and I would just add to that, we recently hired a key position here. It took us about 4 months to get the right person hired and talk to a lot of people. And I would say the one thing that I just wasn't willing to give up on was attitude. We needed experience in the role, but I was willing to cave quite a bit on experience in order to get the right attitude. And I would just say that's key, especially in a company that's got this, like ClassOne, weird combination of all this growth, and yet we're at the size we're at. We're relatively small. Boy, you got to come in with a good attitude and be willing to go push for success. That's a big thing.
That's great. You've alluded to a lot of growth. Maybe I was hoping that you could touch on a little bit of like specifically looking into the future of like, what are you most excited about? Not just generalized growth, but what specific things are happening in your company that you're most excited about in that growth?
Yeah. John, maybe that kind of falls in your area more with technology. So
yeah. And this is a little bit tough to translate to if you're outside the industry, but all you got to do is look at the news and look at, by now, a lot of people know about a company called TSMC. If you don't know it by now, TSMC is the most important company in the world. For a lot of reasons. Everything runs on chips these days. Chips are ubiquitous. It's everywhere. The industry that we serve has really and truly unprecedented growth coming forward. And that means there's a lot of companies hiring. There's a lot of companies hiring people with even a little experience in this industry. And so what's exciting to me is that there's a lot of things that growth is generating, and a whole bunch of those really play into the strengths that ClassOne has. And so the overall growth opportunity for ClassOne is really high. We're going to add employees. We're going to keep adding employees, but the individuals get to come to this company, and the job you have day one, if you like adventure, then you're changing the role you have in 2 years. The thing you're going to do is going to change, or at least the opportunity in front of you is going to change. The bigger industry, like the big opportunities technology wise, are turning a lot of those in our direction. And to me, that's really, as the guy that heads up the group responsible for figuring out the next thing we're going to put out in the world, it's really fun to think, we have the means to go do brand new things that nobody in the world's done. And right here, we're going to do it right here. I don't know. It's, some days it doesn't feel like, some days it feels like a job. Not going to lie. But many days it doesn't feel like a job. It's really a lot of fun.
Just quickly, we just have about a minute left, but there's a lot of people who probably aren't in industry, maybe not haven't worked in a tech field before. Is there opportunities for those type of people in your company at this point?
Let me hop in. Absolutely. This industry employs everybody from the GED to the PhD. You got to have a certain level of capability. Like I said, attitude is the bigger thing, but we kind of employ a little bit of everybody. Can you make pretty pictures and slides? We got to roll for that. Can you just show up on time and move product from one place to the other? We got to roll for that. Are you a PhD level and you've got some crazy ideas you want to try out? We got to roll for that.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder that you'll be able to watch a recording of this panel and all other panels at workforceflathead.com and on Job Service Kalispell's YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and share the contact information for ClassOne Technologies. But John, Jason, thank you so much for your time today. It was great to learn more about your company and all the amazing work that you're doing supporting technology around the world.
Good.
Thanks, Blake.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. We are done.